Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special thing brought to you by TF2 Tricks. We have here a very special interview with somebody who was in the most recent charity mix-up, Charity Showmatch challenge. We have our very own admin of Fuck Yeah TF2, Towel.
Hello.
Well, hello there. So I'm just gonna ask you a few questions. You, of course, were the engineer for the team.
Oh God, yes, I was.
But there were a lot of other people, other very big people on your team. There was Day 9 of StarCraft 2 commentary fame. He was playing Scout, I believe. Evan Lottie, who is a PC gamer editor. Chemical Alia, who is a Gearbox artist. The Robin Walker, who is a Valve dev, of course. Tay Zonde, who is a famous YouTube celebrity and very famous for Chocolate Rain. Tao, which is you. The Sucker, who is a TF2 pro. Bank, another Valve dev. And El Plasma, who is a Bethesda dev. Now, I suppose first I'd like to ask, how exactly did you go about getting a spot on this team?
Well, I basically just donated to the cause that they were advertising, and I don't know how they pick the winners, but I was picked, which was really lucky because I've been wanting to get on that for the longest time. So I guess I was just lucky.
Why? There you go.
What?
So I was just saying, there you
sorry.
go. No, you're good. So what was it like being on the same team with and communicating with the Robin Walker?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, the whole
Is he the sex
time
god they say he is? That's the big question here. Is he the sex god they say he is?
Well, the whole time I couldn't really differentiate them from each other. I was kind of just focused on my engineering duty, but the whole time I didn't know what I was doing. But the great thing about it was during Upward, I don't know if you guys saw the video or not.
Yeah, it's only Upward that's up so far.
Yeah, oh my God, wait till the other two videos come out. But, okay, so the entire time on Upward, Robin, he was just like, he didn't really talk that much, but he was really funny. And then, as you saw at the end, when we were on Blue, he just totally took out the entire hacks. And we just I don't know what we were doing, but all of us in Mumble were like, what the hell just happened, Robin? And he's like, it's hacks time, guys, let's do this. And then we somehow ended up losing anyway, because he took the hacks out way too late. And we all just laughing so hard in Mumble.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, he's a really great guy.
So he is the sex god they say he is after all.
Basically, yes, he is the sex god.
I mean, have you seen his demo night sword? It's like on fire. You don't ever see that anywhere else.
Terrifying blade of death and flames. Spectacular.
Exactly.
So if I'm not mistaken, you're usually a sixes kind of person, right?
Oh yeah, definitely, by far.
So how was playing, I suppose, this sort of Highlander kind of thing compared to what you're normally used to?
I'm definitely no stranger to Highlander. I have plenty of seasons under my belt, but I usually play Medic, and Engineer was a completely new class to me.
Oh boy.
So I seriously had no idea. About a week before the match, I had pulled in Dave and Polk from the Syndicate and made them teach me, teach me how to play Engineer. And I still pretty much failed at that class. But I was just really glad that my team didn't really expect much from me.
Well, hey, at least if you had fun, there you go, right?
Yeah, that's probably, I think I've been playing this for about 2.5 years, and that's probably one of the best TF2 experiences I've had so far.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
suppose that leads kind of on to the next question. What originally got you into TF2 and then eventually competitive TF2?
Well, after I had graduated high school, I went on a month-long trip with one of my best friends. The entire time, she and her sister kept using Scout references like boink and bonk, and I had no idea what that meant, and I was going completely crazy about it. And so I finally asked, and I'm like, oh, it's from a game called Team Fortress 2. So I was like, okay, well, what the fuck is that? And so we got to the hotel and I Googled it, and then I read up on all the classes, and then I started looking at videos, and I basically studied everything there was at the time on the game. And then like a month later, I got it. And when I was researching it, I knew that medic was a class for me, because, yeah. And then about probably a year and a half into my gaming, I ran into an old friend. He was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm just, pocketing suicidal pyros, because that's what I do." And he's like, "Oh, well, you should come into competitive." I was like, "Okay." But the problem with that was, since I was pocketing suicidal pyros, I got the suicidal tendencies. So the entire time I was doing competitive 6s, I just kept running out there and peeking and fucking trying to uber saw the shit out of people. And they're just like, "You're like the worst competitive medic I've ever seen."
Oh, it's
terrible.
terrible.
I'm like, "Oh, I know, but I mean,
All that matters is that you were a
would
brave
be a
little
terrible
toaster.
medic if you just see him running out there with his Uber song. It's like, you're not supposed to be doing that. But it was just suicidal tendencies. But I got into 6s, and then a couple months later, I was introduced to my good friend Overseer, and she's like, "Oh, well, I'm making a Highlander team. You should come back up for us." Like, okay, sure. So I've basically been with Tangerine ever since they first started. And then I've been backing up for her 6s team. And now we're just all over ESCA and UGC.
That's wonderful. Of course, I have to ask this. I did see during the video that this did happen to you, which is unfortunate, but how did it feel when you realized that you had just been market gardened by Star?
Oh god. I knew that question was coming. So many people have asked me that same question.
Oh,
really?
It's such an honor. I can only imagine that it would be such a wonderful experience.
Oh my god, no. But it was so painful on my end. Like, okay, at first, I was going about my business, and I did not see it coming, I swear to god. I was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna be an engineer and set up my stuff." And then I look up, just see the shovel right in my face, and my whole TF2 life flashed before my eyes. And then I heard
right there
the engineer scream as I died, and I'm like, "Oh my god, that was so painful." And then when the video
feel it
came
just
out,
coming through the game.
yeah, I mean, I was like, I am so over engineer after this. But I watched the video, and they totally zoomed in on that part. And I relived that whole moment when I watched the video. It was so painful. I feel the pain of everyone else who has ever gotten market gardened by Star.
Times about 10, because it's all on video for hundreds of people to see. Hundreds of thousands of people to see. So I guess this kind of goes back to what you were saying earlier, but how ridiculous was when Robin busted out the Ubers and the crits and everything at the very end there? How ridiculous. Like, what was going on in comms while that was happening?
Oh my god. Well, we were basically just yelling at each other to push the cart because the time was running out, and everyone was just basically all over the place, and our comms weren't exactly stable, I guess. And everyone's just like, "Oh man, we're gonna fucking lose this." And then all of a sudden, holy shit, all these crits, infinite crits and Ubers and hacks, and it's just like everyone kind of went silent for a second. And then we all just started laughing and asking Robin what he was doing. And then, because we were busy running around not knowing what to do with their hacks, we ran out of time. And then we all were just like, "Oh my god, what the hell were we doing? Why did we lose?"
That's brilliant.
Because it's like, I mean, think about it. If you're in there and you're just running around, and then all of a sudden you got all these hacks, and you're like, "Oh man, we're gonna win." But then, a couple seconds later, thing dings, and you're like, "What the fuck? I thought we were winning. We have these hacks."
We had the hacks.
Then everybody, yeah, and then everyone was like, "Robin, you need to make a hacks where you just push the cart by itself." So then we could kill people, and the cart can just push itself towards the point. It was great, though. It was really a lot of mayhem.
And so, some of the people you played against obviously included Star and the Yogs cast and Freddie Wong. How was it playing against these individuals? Like, how particularly challenged did you feel going into it?
Well, Ashken, I expressed my, like, I told him that I was not good at engineer, and he's like, that's okay, these guys aren't even good at this game anyway. So then I go into this game thinking that these guys are complete noobs at these classes like I am, except for Pure and the Sucker. So I'm just like, okay, and I'll be able to defend myself as an engineer even though I'm a noob because everyone else is a noob as well. But no, fuck you, man. That shit, I was not prepared for that. As you could see in the whole Upward video, I was just completely annihilated by that scout. I couldn't do anything with that scout on me the entire time.
Yeah, he's a Twitch TV staff member.
Yeah, I didn't like him. He kept destroying my stuff!
Not a huge fan. Not a huge fan of Mr. Howell over there.
What about that spy on the enemy team? What about that spy?
Jig?
Oh my god. On the other two maps that we played, I just wanted to, like, strangle him so bad. Like, he was just... I can't even explain. He was just a pain in the ass the entire time.
I think Passive and I know how we make people feel when we do that.
I think we can fully understand.
Relate to that.
You know, but even when we had the hacks on Upward, he completely got the kill on our Heavy with his Saxy.
Yeah, he even with Robin with his rapid fire critical rockets, he went up and got the backstab on him.
He is definitely one hell of a spy, I'll give him that.
What were the, you played on Upward, obviously that video is up, but what were the other two maps you guys played
on? We played on Lakeside, and one other map I don't remember, but it was painful as well.
Alrighty then.
I'm just not looking forward to the Lakeside video.
So is it safe to say that you definitely prefer competitive medic over competitive engineer?
Yes, definitely.
I don't think anyone likes playing competitive engineer. Yeah, it's competitive engineer. Fuck.
God. I can't even play pub engineer, let alone even consider playing competitive engineer.
Oh, well, I have definitely learned things as an engineer from that. Ever since that match, I've been playing engineer a lot more in pubs, so I kind of get the basic understanding. I'm kind of better at it. But the problem was, Amended, who was the enemy engineer, he had added me a couple days before the match, and we were talking, and I expressed to him, I was like, I'm a terrible engineer. He's like, oh, that's okay, so am I haven't played this game in a while. No, fuck him too, okay? We get in there.
It's just an entire team of liars.
Exactly! They're all just big fucking liars.
Big fat phonies, one would say.
Yeah. They just... It was all just complete lies. My whole life has been a lie. But he just completely annihilated me and one-upped me as an engineer. And you'll definitely see that when the Lakeside video comes out as well.
Oh, yeah. So are there any of these YouTube celebrities or, game devs like Star or any of the other, I don't know, Yogscast, Freddie, Tezonde, all those people? Are there any of those people who you're particularly kind of a big fan of that you were really excited to play with?
Yeah, I was actually really?
Yeah.
Really?
Really? Can I get another please?
Really?
Thank you.
Like, I can't even begin to explain how excited and happy I was to play with the Sucker. He's probably, like, the best competitive medic around. And I've been watching all of his, match videos, and I completely look up to him as a medic myself. And I had expressed this to Ashken, who was putting all of this together, and I'm not gonna lie, I was completely fangirling over the Sucker with him. And he was like,
with a name like, how could you not, right?
I could.
Yeah.
I could.
And then he's like, "Oh, it sounds like you have a crush on him." I was like, "Maybe, but
Might
have
as
you
well.
seen this guy?" Oh my god, like, if you have not heard his voice, you need to go look at his videos. He's got, like, the best voice in the world. Those accents, man.
Hey, if we can talk about best voices in the world, how
about that Ryan guy? Or Blart?
How borderline orgasmic was it to have Tay-Zonday on your team? Like, in the comms, talking to you. With his magnificent voice.
Well, I much preferred the Sucked voice, but, that's only because I'm, like, madly in love with this guy. His voice actually was pretty damn orgasmic, and, I've got, like, this voice fetish going on, so his voice was definitely up there on the scale.
Well, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's great.
Great. But I think out of everyone on our team, I think I mostly enjoyed Day 9's company.
Yeah, definitely.
He, when we got in there, like, an hour before the match started, and the entire time I was completely silent, because I didn't know what to say. I was kind of shy. There's, like, all these great people. It's like, what the fuck am I supposed to say to these guys and not make a fool of myself? And then the guy comes in to interview us, and I simply say the one word, hello, and then Day 9 was, like, over me, and I was like, okay. And then after the interviewer left, he just kept talking to me to get me talk, and he just made me feel really, really relaxed.
That's
and
great.
I enjoyed that. He's really funny, too.
Yeah, Day 9's awesome. I've seen a lot of his commentaries. He's really awesome.
I was really sad, though, because Chemical Alia, her mic broke, like, half through the match. It said, like, 2 words, and then was silent the entire time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I really like her, though. I like her designs for stuff.
So, were comms in general rather concise and, like, organized and whatnot? As competitive teams usually should be, or were they all over the place?
I'm not gonna lie. Our comms were definitely all over the place in most of the matches. But the sucker definitely brought us together, and we did have some mediocre comms. We were just, like, all over the place. Because, we were pretty much the losing team, so we decided to just, have fun about it. So we weren't really exactly legitimately professionally comming to each other. We're just yelling random shit out and cracking jokes and all of that. But I think just because we're a losing team, I actually had the most fun. I don't know if you guys saw in the video, but that one part in Upper, we are pushed through, and we're getting to the second to last point, and the entire red team was standing on that bridge, and they were taunting at us.
Oh, yeah. That's,
yeah, and we're just like, what
there.
the fuck, are they taunting at us? What the hell's going on? Day 9 laughed so loud at that part. It was just...
Everybody all on the bridge. In just one giant line taunting. That was ridiculous.
I think there's, like, a whole wave of shame that went through all of us at that one point where they're just taunting.
And that's when you realized, guys, we're the losing team on the way.
Yeah. But we definitely had the most fun.
And that's what it's all about.
Actually, it's all about cat points. I don't know about you guys.
It's all about his sexy voice.
Yeah.
I feel like during competitive comms, there's a sort of special balance that needs to be mostly serious business, but also a bit of fun on the side just to make it so
if
that
you're not having fun with it, then what's the point, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And if you're having more fun than serious, go nuts. More power to you. I just feel like there needs to be at least some. You know what I'm saying?
And you can't just like fuck around all the time or else you're not getting anything done, but
yeah.
It's boring to just sit there, no one's saying anything except, well, I don't know.
Just calls and stuff.
Well, I think that's why, Day 9 was on our team. He definitely lightened up the mood by a lot.
And that's important, like when you guys are like a team's losing and all that's being said is calls, you're not really feeling too good about it.
Yeah.
Like when someone's on the mood, you're like, well, maybe we can do this. Let's get chipper about it.
Yeah. That's exactly how Day 9 was. And like they said, pretty much had this thing going on where they're just focusing on each other. So he'd always call out what he was doing about that. And it was just seriously the funniest things. I wish you guys could have heard all of that.
Oh, Day 9 and Freddie Wong?
Yeah.
This is actually a message that got sent to me on Steam by somebody. How surprised were you, and I suppose the rest of your team, as surprised as I was and surprised as this person was, when Lewis of the Yogs cast was running around only demo nighting everybody?
Oh my god. We were kind of, I had noticed when he had destroyed all of my with his fucking demo sword, and I'm like, is that guy demo nighting? And they're like, oh my god, what the hell is this guy doing? And then everyone just started laughing.
Oh,
it was just, pretty much we all just laughed at everything that happened.
Well, hey,
I blame it on D9 though.
Everything is Day 9's fault.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's awesome. You had a good time, and it's awesome you got to do it in the first place. Yeah.
Yeah, I was so surprised and super excited that I got to play in it, and literally that's the best experience I've ever had. And I hope that other people had experience, because, you know, everyone, the one thing that a lot of players have a misconception about these celebrities is that they're too scared to talk to them. Well,
yeah.
These guys are completely chill. Like, they're probably like one of your fellow buddies, you know, on your team. They are so relaxed and chill about everything, and really, it kind of like, it gets really awkward for them, and it kind of annoys them when people get all fangirly over them. And it's just
was the sucker exhibiting that annoyance when you were fangirling all over him?
Well, I told him straight up when I talked to him. Well, we didn't really talk to each other during the match. During pregame, we had Medic chained, and I got like super all giddy girly over that. I was like, oh my god, he's Ubering me, cool! You know, and then I was talking to Ashton, and I was like, oh, I want him to sign my Uber saw, you know, and then he's like, okay, so then he had the sucker add me. And then the sucker and I were starting to talking, and I told him, I was like, hey, I'm not gonna lie, I am like madly in love with you because you're like the best medic in the world. And he kind of just laughed off. And then we're talking, and now we're just at this point where I can call him names and make fun of him, and he can call me names, and we just call each other names all the time. And he likes the color pink, which is the color of his avatar. But to me, I told him, I was like, you know, your avatar is purple. And he's like, shut the fuck up. I was like, you're a cunt. He's like, you're a slut.
So love is in the future, I see.
I see many a medic baby coming out of this relationship.
That's probably not gonna happen, but you know, a medic can dream. But other than that, he pretty much was completely chilled out, and then I learned that, you know, all these people are basically just like us, so why treat them and make them feel uncomfortable around us? Just, you know, be yourself.
Yeah.
And that's all they really want.
That makes sense, yeah.
That's just good right there.
What'd you say?
That's just good life advice right there.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, that just about sums up the questions that I have written down. Hydra, do you have any you'd like to add?
Nope.
Alrighty then. Well, Tal, thank you very much for doing this.
No problem, it was a pleasure.
Checks in the mail. Checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail.
Oh,
Checks in the mail.
I didn't get paid.
But
I
you
only get paid on Tuesdays.
Well, we paid the charity, right? So that's good.
Oh yeah, I did.
We're all getting paid here, aren't we? Paid with friendship.
I only come to Game Grumps for the paycheck.
I want to get paid in sexual favors, okay?
Well,
by the sucker.
That's fair.
That can be arranged. That's
fair.
It is
we
fair.
can talk to him.
It's understandable. I mean, you're on like a first name basis with him, aren't you, Hydra?
Yeah.
Yeah. I see we can work something out for you. Tell
I mean, he got his name from me. I was like, hey, you're a good sucker. He's like, I'll make my name that. So it worked.
See, it all works out in the end, you know?
Everything works out. Every little thing is gonna be all right.
No worries about a thing. All right.
And I've ruined yet another interview. God damn it.
Anyway, well, I guess that is the end of this interview. Tal, thank you for coming once again.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody. How'd you say bye?
Okay. Stay classy, world. Planet
Yeah.
Earth.
Hey,
Stay
that's my
classy,
saying.
Planet Earth.
Quit it.
You sit on a throne of lies.
That was my saying, okay? Shut
Sorry.
it. I'll hit you with my Uber saw.
What?
Throw it up your ass.
That's
Oh,
well,
God.
that would be pretty good.
Cut.
Yes, it would.
Cut. Jesus Christ.